opportunity that we can't pass on.
E ngā mana, e ngā reo, e ngā rau rangatira mā. Whakatau mai rā, whakatau mai ki te papaioia. Mā taki ana mātou, ki ngā kēmu, kei wainga nui I ēnei kura. Tino toa o ngā rohe, ko Manukura tēnā, ko Howick College tērā, he pakanga ana I tēnei kēmu o ngā toa wāhine I tēnei wā. Nō reira, tēnā koutou katoa.
Well, kia ora koutou and nau mai hara mai and welcome into Papaia. It is day one of competition of the 2025 New Zealand Secondary Schools MΑORI National Top 4 Championship for First 15 Rugby. And the first cab off the rank is the defending champions, Manukura here from the Hurricanes region in Papaia, taking on the Blues champion. That is Howick. Sure to be a great game. Of course, these two teams, they come with a storied history. Manukura first. I'm Jason Gerbies, aka Chopper. Great to have you along with us today. Joining me in commentary and te reo specialist, rugby specialist, all the way from up in the far north too. He strapped them on. He knows the game well. It is Ethan Smith. Kia ora iho.
Tēnā koe, Jason. Aye, it's a massive privilege for us to be here to bring you this game today. And as we look out here on the interesting weather patterns that are happening in Te Papaioia, it's going to be a tight tussle, I'd imagine. But I guess these girls are going to be giving it their all and can't wait to view some of the spectacle that is about to begin.
Central Energy Trust Arena here in Palmerston North, Papaia is the venue for the top four, has been for a number of years, and it is the location, the postcard, the opportunity. Semi-final day here on Friday. Grand final day will be coming up on Sunday. How did these teams get here? Well, let's have a look at Manukura first. They took care of St. Mary's College in the Hurricanes final. They won that one 30 points to 17. The score doesn't tell the story of that game. St. Mary's, a big physical team, Ethan, that brought their game in the final of the Hurricanes.
Kia ora, and Christchurch Girls High School, 75-12 against St. Hilda's Collegiate School. It looks like a bit of a tussle that one was, but coming through with the win, thank goodness for that. And here we have Hamilton Girls High School as well, taking on Rosehill College and coming away with a big score as well.
Of course, Howick, we are going to see on the field against Manukura. They had the Auckland final was against Auckland Grammar. They won that one in a draw, believe it or not, 36 all, but previous results allowed them to get through to the National Championship, and they'll see them here. The fixtures for this weekend, of course, we mentioned Manukura and Howick. They'll be our first game up here on Field 1 at Central Energy Trust Arena. Then over on Field 3 will be the other girls' semi-final, Hamilton taking on Christchurch Girls. And then the boys get underway at 1:15 over here on the main field, and that is Fielding taking on Westlake Boys. Looking forward to that one. The local side Fielding, big strong following, and Ururoto Westlake, wow, a powerhouse team over the last few years up in Auckland. Rotorua taking on Southland will be our nightcap at 2:45.
Ai, pono ana te kōrero e hoa, he nui ngā pakanga kei te haere. Let's go, MK17. I'm sure as time goes by we will know who MK number 17 is, but we're looking forward to a big game, some big games here today. And kāre kore, ko tai mai te ua, kāre I tino kaha te pupuhi o te hau, engari, pai ana tēnā. Ka kite ināi nei I ngā tīma. O Manukura, ko te namatahi, ko Kaylee Masoe, ko Tuku Hennessy at number 2, number 3, Eva Rose Dean, number 4, India Okanara, number 5, Kingston Taiapa, number 6, Te Waikoko Mathiasen Julian, number 7, Ellie Mae Taylor, number 8, Te Maya Sweetman, and that's the co-captain, number 9, Melina Weatherby Miller, number 10, Gabby Wright, number 11, Taukaya Ngātai Crib, number 12, Keilani Anaha, number 13, Pewhairangi Ashby, 14, Ngā Kahu Mathiasen Julian, and number 15, Kaylee Rain Araya.
A fantastic lineup there for Christina Sue, 8 years in charge of the program at Manukura. Howick, well, they've got the Blues Flyer. Waisaki Sototo is the coach for that side, and you can see their lineup in front of you. A couple of those players I just want to touch on for you. Portia Mialamu, the open side flanker, and Nania Samu, the blind side flanker, in her first year of rugby, having an outstanding season. Of course, the captain at the back of the scrum there, Farani, she's key to this team. But the other keys in the backs for this Howick side, full of pace, full of poise, is their second 5 and centre. Mortuliki and Williams, those pairing up the middle, will be dangerous for this side for head coach Waiseki Sototu. Howick, they come in with a record of 9 wins and 1 draw on the season, so undefeated, the same as Manukura, Ethan. 2 undefeated sides here, battling it out to get to the final
And
of the top 4.
here they come now. Ko tai mai tātou ki te mura o te ahi into the battle of fire, and so they come out onto the playing field, te papatākaro I tēnei wā kei te papaioia, and there's going to be some excitement but also some trepidation by the players as they run out here today in front of the fans who've come down to tautoko and get behind them. So we soon shall see who will be taken away and going forward into that final.
I get you, Hoa. Ethan Smith, our real specialist in here in commentary for the top 4. Fantastic to have him along. It's those real words, ke te pai, eh? It's the Pākehā ones that sometimes catch us up. The beautiful day here, you can see 14 degrees Celsius, but the rain clouds have just rolled in, so there is a light rain to start this game. Will that be a factor in today's semi-final matchup between Manukura, that'll go right to left on the field in their black uniform, with Howick in their red on the left-hand side of the screen. Georgia Mason will be in charge for our Kaiwawao referees as we are underway in the semi-final of the New Zealand Secondary Schools First 15 Hine Pounamu Championship.
And ka timata te kemu a te nama te kau a Taukaya Ngātai Crib me tērā whananui. O, karo mai, Gabby Wright tēnā. And kei roto I te wāhi o ngā kai kōtiro o Howick College. And pai ngā kawenga I te poro I te rāwā. O ka kite I te uira e kapa mai ana.
You can see Howard keeping the ball in hand, not going too much wide yet. Going to keep that ball, taking it to the ground. These conditions, Ethan, as we hear a little clap of thunder out there, what will be the catalyst for these two teams to be successful in today's match?
That's a very good question, Chopper. The catalyst is to be able to work within these conditions. So the rain coming down, the papa, te whatitiro hiko ana te uira. So with the thunder and lightning coming down, they're going to have to contend with the wet ball. But if they can do that and keep it close, and when they get the opportunity to spin it wide, is to make sure that they retain that ball, can't get tries without the ball. And
very successful line-out. Apologies, Ethan, to Howick. Christie. Just that one comes loose, and there's a little bit of respecting the ball as you talked about, Ethan.
Ai, ka taka whakamua te poro I tēnei wā, and if you're not understanding what taka whakamua is, that's a little knock-on of the ball. And so as we go through these games, we'll just be adding in a little spice of te reo so that we can learn as a whānau the different kupu that go along with this kemu that we love of futuporo.
Ka pai te kaupapa I hoa. Fantastic to have whakaata Māori supporting our rangatahi here. Futuporo, this great game of rugby. Top 4 championship, the best of the 4 regions. Blues obviously captured that greater Auckland region. The Chiefs, that greater central Hamilton, Waikato region. And of course the Hurricanes reaching all the way from Poneke, Wellington, all the way up to Hawke's Bay and Taranaki. And then the South Island is the 4th region, which is obviously covers the Crusaders and the Highlanders. As we are underway here again, Howick looks like, Ethan, they're looking to keep the ball close, aren't they?
Absolutely, as we saw there with a little bit of a miss pass, te rā maka, ka mahui ki wāhi ke, no reira ka hopu kina ngā kōtiro o Howick I tēnei wā, and ka kawea te poro ki te hawhe o tēnei whira. And it's a very good carry there by our Howick girls as they're taking it in. They're actually making a few metres along the way and retaining position. And once again, we saw there, e hoa, a little bit of loss of composure and focus, maybe looking up a little bit just before the ball comes. But those nerves at the start of the game are going to start wearing their way out, and they'll start getting into the mahi.
Just looking out there, Ethan, the way that rain is coming into the face of the ladies from Howick. So they've got that to contend with as well as they're trying to capture that ball. So it'll be a scrum just inside the half of Howick for Manukura here, set up both sides.
Ka pai, and we've got a kakari. Some people call it a kakari and others call it a rononoke, but either, we can use both of those terms. So ka whakarite a rātou I tēnei wā. And once again, you can hear that thunder coming across the ground, and that will give the girls a little bit of inspiration.
That thunder reminds me of you running down the sideline on the Bay of Islands in your rugby career, Ethan. Hard to catch up to, I remember.
Oh, well, you got to give it a go, eh? You got to give it a go. And here we go, the girls from Manukura giving it a go I tēnei wā. Number 11 there from Manukura.
Down the left-hand side, Manukura, a well-drilled side as they'll take this one back to the middle. Had a chance to catch up with the head coach, Christina Sue, before the game. Asked what would be the catalyst for their win today, and this one just comes off their hands. She says for them, they're not as big as Howick today. They need to be mobile. Maybe they might need to weather the storm. I don't think she was talking about the actual weather. She was talking about what Howick can bring today. Even if they get behind in the score, keep composed. Rely on their fitness and their composure to come away with the win at the end of the day.
And that sounds like a good team planned to come into this game today. And ka kite I ngā rārangi pai taha I tēnei wā. O, pai tērā maka engari, ka taka te poro whakamua, and ka mau a Howick I te poro I tēnei wā.
One just comes off their hands as well. Opportunity now for Manukura as they switch it over. Ngātai Crib comes in to feed that one off the back of the scrum. Then the big number 8, Sweetman, the co-captain for Manukura. She is built for power. Elite fitness, they tell me. New Zealand under 18 and Cyclone representative.
And good to see some fast hands, tino tere ngā maka I tēnei wā, mai ngā kōtiro o Manukura. And Howick are going to have to do a little bit of mahi to be able to keep on retaining their ball, because they're not going to want to give this Manukura team an opportunity here. But it's going both ways, Jason.
It sure is indeed. A fast-moving game here. Remember from last season, of course, Howick, this is their second year of top 4. But listen to this, Ethan, this is their second year of rugby. Only their second year of rugby. First year of rugby last year, inaugural year, and Waisake Tutu brought them all the way to the top 4. They finished 3rd in the competition last year. Now, here they are back again. He's so proud of their team.
It's in the blood, it must be, Jason, because we have a look here, that defensive line coming up and closing down the options, mō tērā parido. But they will recycle the ball and have another go at it.
Manukura inside the red zone of Howick now. Advantage played. Quick pick and go, won't get it. And it'll be options now for Manukura.
And ka whai whakaro I tēnei wā, ki te kaha o te pupuhi o te hau. Do they take the quick and easy 3 points? Take the kick.
Manukura, look, they've got a different idea. I want to get onto their game plan shortly, Ethan, as it'll be Kingston Taiapa, who moves aside, allows, there's a different move. Hennessy comes in and makes the tap. They move wide for their first hit. Now just 5 metres away is Manukura. Driving forward, defence is good from Howick. Composure and patience required here. Now through the middle, and Manukura are in.
And ka hiki na te ringo te kaiwawau I tēnei wā a ka piro a te kura o Manukura I tēnei wā mihi atu ki a koutou.
Fantastic, as you see here. Watch number 7, Ellie Mae Taylor, just working her way through the middle here, the open side flanker. And she sees the opportunity to go straight through the middle to dot down for the first time for Manukura here in the semi-final.
And I'm glad they didn't listen to a word that I said and take the kick. And it's great to see, and that cohesion once again shows there, Jason, because they had time to come up with those moves, and they've obviously rehearsed that very well, and they made use of that that moment that they had down in the Howick College 22.
That one just goes to the side, so it is Manukura that lead after 8 minutes. 5 points to 0 as you see a replay.
E tino kaha te kauenga a tēnei kōtiro, and ka kite ia I te ka wātea ana I te pai piro, nō reira ai ka kaue atu te pōroki reira. So Manukura doing the work that needed to be done to be able to get over the try line. Engari I tēnei wā, our Howick girls are going to need to hold on to that ball when the opportunity comes.
Well, an opportunity right off the restart here as that one comes forward, so it'll be a scrum to Howick. Howick last year in the top 4 was very impressed with their line speed and defence. They'll need a good one against this Manukura athletic side today. But one thing they did do, they had very good offload in the tackle. And I think if they can pull off some of those here, maybe an opportunity to get on the front foot.
And perhaps that was some of the teachings that came from Waisaki na Satutu.
Right.
I was about to say Naholo for a second there. Waisaki Satutu and the forwards able to get that out of the kakari, out of the scrum there, and ka whakarite ana rātou. They'll set up their first pod just off to the left-hand side of that ruck. And great carry of the ball by our wahine there, e mau potai maro ana.
Oh, through the gap here, passes just a little forward. I think a bit of a collision. So Manukura will get a reprieve from the pressure.
And I think they heard what you said about those offloads there, Jason, because there it goes right there, and it was on the line. But hey, kei reira, te kaiwa wau ki te kita I tērā pāhi whakamua.
Yeah, the second 5 centre we highlighted for Howick at the beginning of the game. Both of them, so Pia Williams, the centre in 13, and Motuliki in 12, both play for the MPC Storm side in Auckland. So they've got that adult experience already.
And I tēnei wā ka kite I te āhuatanga o Manukura e whakarite ana, ngā pai muri, the backs are preparing themselves, and they all look fairly flat, so it'll be interesting to see what tactic they pull out here, most likely using the wind, but hey, as I call it, they'll probably do something completely different.
Oh, they go the blind side. There you go, there's something different, but it is a kick down the line, and they see the space, and Manukura playing the head game early.
Nui ngā whenua e wāte ana I tērā wāhi, nō reira ai ka kite I te kai whana I tērā āhuatanga, and ka whana te pōro ki waho ki te pai taha I tēnei wā.
Ethan, I want to ask a question. This Manukura team, Kura, they only have 191 students in their role, flipped to Howick, 2,100 or so. How does a Kura with only 191 compete with a Kura with over 2,000 students?
He pātai pai tērā, Jason, and I think it comes down to that it's more like a whānau. So they all make sure that all of those students are being accountable and are being involved in something. So there would be no doubt that each one of those players at that kura are involved in some sort of rather part of the sports and encouraging each other and just building excellence within each other.
Excellence indeed. As we see down the line, the Number 11, Vātai for Howick. Takes the collision. Feeds it back and off they go again. This time, Mialamu. Manukura take the opportunity. Both teams have been really strong in that ruck area, haven't they?
Absolutely. And they're always looking with the jackler there, trying to pull that ball back. Te tāhei te poro. And we saw at that time they're trying to blow through the ruck. But Manukura doing a good job at holding on to that slippery ball. And their quick hands again. And those small movers and shakers out on the wing.
Opportunity now for Manukura as they stretch down the right edge. Only 5 metres out as Christie looking for Leatherby Miller standing at the back there. Sweetman ready. Manukura pouring on the pressure.
And he hamene kei a Manukura I tēnei wā and ka kite I tētahi āhuatanga kei waho rā. Tino tata ki te rārangi pero.
Just short, a pick and go. That one's short as well. Manukura going for the line. And they are in the 13th minute with their second try of the match.
E miharo te kite I tērā āhuatanga o te tima. Ki te whai ki te pōro, ka whai hoki I te rārangi pero a. Ka waimari e rātau.
Manukura, when they get a sniff, Ethan, boy, don't they go for it.
Absolutely, and Howick are going to have to weather that Papaioia storm for them to be able to come through with any chance in this kemu.
Just like that, the weather's actually lined up for them. The rain is gone. Those, I think it's the windmill just to our left here. What? It's blowing away the weather for us. They've got it all going on here at the Central Energy Trust Arena.
And the weather's been taken from the environment and brought into the game and the fierceness of these wahine toa I tēnei wā. And as our kicker lines up, there we have number 12, Keilani Anaha, with a beautiful kick, and our whānau who have come to tautoko giving her plenty of support as well.
We see the replay, Ethan, of the build-up to the try.
And there we have number 15, Keileireen Araya with their beautiful carry. And then the quick thinking, me te kawinga o tērā kōtiro, Pewhairangi Ashby. Engari kāri kite I te wāhine e hopu kina ina I tērā piro I nāne.
So a quick restart here. It is Manukura leading 12 points to 0. Feed this out to the back.
And Howick are going to have to work hard to try and turn that ball over. And there it is, working hard indeed they were. And now they're going to make use of this opportunity.
Howick have turned it over. Driving to the line. They've been direct all the way through the game. Now out wide, their first 5, Lavia. And taken to the line. Manukura stepping up, but the defence just a little tall.
Ai, ka karangatu te kai wawao, he hamene mai tērā rutu teitei. Rutu teitei, high tackle e hoa. Koe rā tētahi atu kupu, he ākona e mātau.
You'll see here on the replay, Howick are just driving in direct, aren't they? So Howick and one of the best positions they've had so far, field territory-wise.
And Rochelle Christie with the feed there. And here's an opportunity for those outside backs to get their hands on the ball. Te nama te kau mā whā ko TJ Keisha tērā. Me te kawinga o te poro a Lavona Motuliki.
Now back to the middle for Howick. Driving forward into the 22 of Manukura. Options left and right for Howick now. They'll come right. This one goes back off the hand and they'll come back for the advantage though.
Aika kite I tētahi hāmene anō, and offside was the call there, e hoa mā.
Captain for Howick comes in. Co-captain Holloway comes in, calls for a scrum. Of course, course, we can't do this type of coverage without some great supporters, Ethan.
Ai, tika tonu ana tērā kōrero, ngā mihi nui ana ki ngā kaitautoko a whakaata Māori, Bailey's Real Estate, Celtics, New Zealand Carbon Farming me Apollo Projects. Mihi tonu ana ki a rātou he whakatinana ana I tēnei kaupapa.
Looking at those sponsors, I'm basically going to hop in my car, fill it up at Celtics, as I leave my carbon neutral farm to head into town to build a new property with Apollo Projects. And at the end of the day, hopefully, you'll see it on Grand Designs on Whakaata Māori.
Pono ana, and when you've had enough of it, you can go to Bailey's and they'll sell it for you.
Exactly. Thank you for your kind and generous support of Futiporo and all of our rangatahi as they play sport across the Aotearoa.
Pono marikana tērā kōrero. And here we have Howick making a bit of a go at the line of Manukura I tēnei wā.
Manukura, you can see here, just putting in the required numbers into each ruck, not over-committing, so their back line stays strong. And here's an opportunity now for Howick. But Manukura, looking at them, they had an extra couple of defenders because of that ruck strategy.
And there was a moment of indecision, but there's a opening on the outside for the Howick Parido. And that is winger. And ka ki mai a te kaiwa wau a hamene ana Manukura anō.
Howick now putting on the acid. TJ Kaisha on the far side causing the infringement. And here they go now up the middle.
Tino rawe te kauinga a Chrissy John le au a Savai.
Here's the powerhouse engine room. Just held up at the line. I say rugby's an easy game. You've got a strong forward pack. You've got a winning team into the line. And just held up some heroic defence.
Miharo te kita I tērā mahi a Kaylee Masoi I tērā wā mai te kura o Manukura.
Simply outstanding defence. Body on the line.
And we look for the whana mai te paipiro.
That one comes off the side of the boot. Opportunity for Howick straight away. Coming back in, stepping. Within a metre or so from the try line. Howick looking to get their first points here in the first half. Drive again. Back of the scrum. Holloway. Supporting. Now it's Adi Vaitupu at the back. She picks and goes to the line. And it comes loose. Manukura turn it into an opportunity now.
And they've pulled themselves out of the depths of danger there, have Manukura. Bringing it out after this spectacular tackle to be able to rip the ball free. And ka taka te poro I runga I te papa, ka maka atu ki tōna pariro, engari, kāre I hopu kina ana ia.
You talked about this Manukura team and what they do to become a whānau. But they really put some work in, don't they? As they see Howick got an opportunity here at the line out, coming through the middle of it.
It's one of my favourite things to see, Jason, is those moves that come out and work just as you've practiced them over and over again. And so Howick now with the opportunity at 5 metres out from the Manukura try line to try and pull this lead back a little bit.
Motuliki putting the extras in. Vaitupu. Christie clears. This time it's the playmaker, Lavia. He dots across for Howick's first try here in the first half.
Malena Lavia mi haro ana tō kawenga I te poro I tēnā wā e kōtiro mā. Woohee! Rawa atu. Nā te mea, ka kite I tērā āhuatanga he tino tau tika ana I tērā tatauranga mai ngā kura, mai te kura o Howick I tēnei wā. They were able to balance up the scores a little bit more with their try this time. And as we have a look at our goalposts, they've got a little bit of a gangster lean on them there, Jason.
This one's straight down the middle. And Howick can get the maximum points So after 22 minutes here in the first half, it is Manukura leading 12 points to 7.
And they'll receive the ball from the whanataka that will come from Manukura at this time. So what do Howick need to do this time then, Jason, to be able to carry the ball? It's probably going to go long because they're going to want to use that wind and make them have to work to come out 80 metres.
Oh, great restart from Manukura. Just kept in from Howick and Manukura to jump on to the opportunity. What do they need to do? I think both teams have showed their cards early here. Manukura are going to play with pace and width. Howick going to play direct with power up the middle. And it's who's going to last the longest will get the spoils here today. Manukura now going wide again, apologies.
And some great footwork shown tino. Para huti ana e rā waiwai. And once again, keeping control mau tonu ana I te poro a Manukura me te tautoko a ngā ona kai a hoa tākaro. And ka ki mai te kaiwa wao kāre ia I whakawātea I tēnā.
Quick start for Manukura in the red zone for Howick now. Tuliki, the sister, Madison Rose, driving it up the middle. The open side flanker, Portia Mialamu, has been busy today. She takes a couple more metres. This one skids out the back. Howick. Very strong up the middle defensively. Advantage played and trying to go through the middle again. This one comes loose.
E Hamania no I reira a Howick. And tino rawe te oma a tērā kōtiro no Manukura ko Kingston Taiapa tēnā.
Now looking to go wide, Manukura. That's their MO today. They shovel it and dot down again. This time it's the Taparua Kailani Anaha who will score for Manukura.
And the Howick team had packed in close to that ruck, and Manukura had seen that opportunity out wide and with some great skill flicked the ball out wide and found the open space and the piro I tēnei wā.
Certainly an opportunity when it arises, Ethan. This Manukura side attempt to take it with both hands, don't they?
Absolutely, and coming off the back of that momentum that Howick had just built, they would, no doubt they would have wanted to try and come back and keep that momentum building, but that is how you shut momentum down, Jason, is by straight away getting the ball and not giving it back to them. 35-minute
halves here at the National Secondary Schools First 15 Championship.
And I tell you what, that was a decent effort from the sideline.
It is indeed. You'll see a replay here. It'll be Manukura that lead in the first half, 17 points to 7.
And that number 12 again, Keilani Anaha, trying to convert her own try. And hopefully she'll run the ball in a little bit closer for herself next time, no doubt.
Ethan, this Manukura side got a chance to catch up with the youngster from Hicks Bay, Kingston Taiapa, the lock in the 5 jersey for Manukura here. And she mentions the team or the school are fully dedicated. Monday they have a classroom session. We're going to get to that in a second. But Tuesday through to Thursday, it's 2 trainings a day, 7:45 in the morning, then 4 blocks of academic work, and then 2 p.m. training in the afternoon. And if they play for the Cyclones or Rugby League, they'll have a training after school as well. So these girls are well drilled.
And that is what we're seeing today, is that well-drilled mentality out there on the field to be able to come out and peg down 3 tries in 26 minutes. That's not an easy feat against this big side from Howick. So obviously that plan by their teachers and by their kura is paying dividends at this time.
Manukura Interesting fact too, with catching up with Christina Sue before the game, asked her about game strategy, and we talked about what she was thinking, moving the ball wide, weathering the storm. Well, guess who came up with a game strategy, Ethan?
Who?
The players themselves. She tasked them with a video day on Monday where they watched Howick, as you could see them delivering the ball out the back here, and the girls did a SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, after watching Howick, and then she tasked them, okay, after you've seen that, what do you think the game plan will be? They came up with some ideas, and guess what? That's the game plan today. The athletes-driven game plan. No wonder Manukura have got a bit of a legacy going right now.
Pono tērā kōrero, Jason, nā te mea, kei roto i ngā ringa o ēnei kai tākaro. Te mana nui, no reira, if they give them the opportunity to actually investigate and learn these things themselves, they're able to take that into their future careers after they leave kura, the supportive grounds of Manukura, to be able to go out and impart that knowledge on others that they're able to come in contact with.
A question for you, Ethan, as we see Howick with an opportunity to advance down the paddock. Howick have 9 returning players from the team that came to the top 4 last year. How big is that experience for this team, again, at the National Championship?
I taku nei whakaaro, he mea nui tēnā nā te mea, i te wā kua tai ki runga i tēnei whira, mō ngā whiringa whāiti, e mōhio ana rātou ki tērā āhuatanga. They already understand the pressure that's going to be put on them, so that they're able to come out here and just play naturally, not being too nervous, but given the opportunity and the pressure and the game plan that Manukura has put in place, it obviously is still a tough battle for them to overcome.
On the flip side of that, remember we mentioned Manukura will have to defend this onslaught from Howick now. And a big opportunity here. The pass is out. And they'll make it to the winger. She'll look to go to the outside for the corner. And she will dot in. TJ Kaisha scores in the corner, but a well-developed play from Howick.
Pono marika e ahoa, nui ngā mahi kua oti i tērā parirau i tēnei wā. Nā te mea, he roa te wā e kawe ana i te poro, and she receives it just inside the 22 and has to do a lot of work to be able to get around that furupeke i tērā wā. And the fullback manages to bring her down, but with momentum and that wet grass that's out there, they probably gave them a little bit of a hand along the way.
You can hear Manukura behind the goal line talking about breathing, and that's all about staying composed. As that one falls a bit short, it is Howick that are trailing, but not by much. 17 points to 12, Manukura leading here in the first half.
And that's exactly what Howick needed to do coming out from that try from Manukura. They needed to turn around something. They needed to turn around quickly, and pai kari ka mahi ana rātou i tērā āhuatanga. And they're going to be wanting to do that straight away again, because they're still down by a few points, and so they want to go into the half-time break and whakatautika ana i tēnei tatauranga.
5 points the difference, which is nothing. The first 15 footy is this one, straight back up the middle. Good defence from Manukura, but Howick have got no problem with running direct here today. It kind of feels like a little bit, Ethan. They're looking to batter and bruise them up the middle, and then they'll spread it wide.
And some great carries there, but also equally some great defence. E ārai ana i tō rātou rārangi. And there we have again with a little bit of a handoff, and she's looking for a good carry there. That's number 3 from Howick, who is Chrissy John Leoa Savai.
Oh, through the middle. Howick reset. The Osavai, another carry and offload this time. Vai Tupu, the front row, working hard for Howick here. This one out the back door.
And Manukura not giving up on those rucks, having a little go at trying to blow over the ruck, even though Howick have won it. And we see it once again there.
Good composure, not giving away the penalty. Sun's knocked down, advantage to Howick here. So options for them on the halfway mark.
Much better continuation of play by Howick this time as well. They're understanding that the importance of holding onto their ball and not giving Manukura an opportunity to come back. But they've had to do a lot of work to be able to make up the 20 metres from that kickoff, and they're going to keep doing that.
That one comes forward. They'll come back to the original knock-on from Manukura.
So no advantage was gained. E ai ki te kaiwa wau, nō reira ai, ka whakarite ana tētahi nonoke I kona. And ka whai whakaro, he ha tō te rautaki a Howick I tēnei wā. Do they put it down to the corner and try and get a little bit of space, or they, with only 2.5 minutes, I'd imagine if Manukura got their hands on the ball, they're not going to want to give it back to give Howick the opportunity.
Howick have stayed direct today, haven't exploited that kick in behind. The good teams, they do adapt as they move through a match. Back in the scrum now, Christie. Good pick up. Mutuliki passes it on to a centre, Peering Williams. Now up to the 10. A little flat-footed Howick this time. Trying to get over that advantage line. Tai Tupu. Been busy. This one's shovel. Looking to get it wide this time. Here we go. And there we go. TJ Kaisha, the try scorer. She gets a bit of width and a bit of length.
I absolutely love seeing the long balls go out to find that target running at speed. It's the best way to make meters quickly for these ladies teams that are out here today. Ngā wāhine toa e pakari ana.
Pressure from Manukura. Howick trying to gain some metres again. They found some width on the edge.
Great carry there by number 11, who is Deja Vaitai.
Coming back to the middle now, looking to bruise Manukura one more time in this first half.
Engari tata ki te otinga o tēnei hawhe. Jason, no reira, ai.
There's the offload. Can't hold on to it, though. Counter-attack time for Manukura. They'll come back for the infringement.
Ka tahi anō, ka taka whakamua te pōro. So there's our kupu anō. That's a forward knock-on. Taka whakamua. And they're showing some ambitious play there. There's that speedy winger who is number 14, TJ Kaisha, showing her skill set again.
Very strong, real quick. And both wingers have been good today.
This carry here, so much strength to be able to stay in and not get bundled over the touchline. So well done to number 11, who is Deja Vaitai.
Manukura, 5-point margin here with only moments to go in the first half. Looking to get back into the sheds and reset. Short arm. No quick tap for Manukura. There they go now. Into the hands of Samu. Samu, direct.
She saw a space and she said, I'll take that space, thank you very much.
Yeah, the assistant referee just some on the side there, Ethan, is that little hand in the ruck.
Ai, I te wā ka hopu kina ana ia, ka taka whakamua te pōro. Nō reira, koira te mutunga o tēnei hawhe, kei wainga nui ia Howick me Manukura.
That'll do us in the first half of the first semi-final. Manukura taking on Howick. Manukura leading 17 points to 12.
This is an opportunity that we can't pass up.
about more than just the game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. It's learning when to back yourself or back your buddies. It's actually being excited to get out of bed early on a Saturday. Sport is about more than just the game. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
The forest should never have been taken off this steep hill country that's eroding, and it makes absolute sense to afforest those hills. What we're doing here is using the exotics to help that process get established. We're looking at a managed transition process where those pines are progressively thinned as the native understory establishes. We're trying to do several things here. Soak up carbon, establish native forest, and we're trying to improve biodiversity. You're achieving an awful lot with one program of activity.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
This isn't about long-distance calling, technology, or living overseas.
Do I have one more bid? Thank you.
We're going to go once. We're going twice.
And we are sold to the Kiwi phone bidder from Manchester.
It's about Bailey's finding buyers that others can't.
Funding is a real challenge. We know that a lot of schools face that ongoing, and the reality is if you go to a lower decile school in New Zealand, you are less likely to be able to afford to participate in sport.
Obviously, having come through it myself with kids and being one of those kids myself who played sport, I know how much it defined who I was. And now being able to go, I can't fix it all, but we can help and try and give to those people who are going through a tough time. It's a real privilege, but you know, for us, we want to see others get involved with it. This is not a selfish thing for Apollo. This is about how can we get, whether it's construction or other businesses, to get involved in this.
There's a lot of things that kids miss out on, and so to have businesses step up and want to be involved and to help is a game changer for schools. It really is.
No mai hoka mai, welcome back to Papaia and day one of competition of the 2025 New Zealand Secondary Schools New Zealand Barbarians National First 15 Championship. It is the Hene Pounamu semi-final matchup between Manukura and Howick. Manukura leading 17 points to 5. 3 tries to 2. Today Taylor got off the first try earlier on in the match, and then the game got interesting, didn't it, Ethan?
Ai, pono marika e hoa, and here we have the first try dotting over by. We didn't quite catch the number of that try scorer, but it was a good effort by Manukura, and I tēnei wā ka kite I te try tuatahi, te piro tuatahi a Howick, me tērā kōtiro a Marlena Lavea, and ka kite I nei I a te nama te kaumārua kei Lani Anaha, a me ngā maka pai o te kapa o Howick, ki te parirau a te kaumā whā TJ Kaisha, sliding in over the line I tērā wā.
3 tries to 2, Manukura, the defending champions, 3 in a row, looking for a 4th, Pete. If they're going to have a chance to compete for a 4th title, Ethan, they're going to have to get through this Howick side today. How will Manukura do that?
Well, they're doing a good job of just doing what they do in their game plan. Obviously, they're 1 try up at the moment, so they're going to solidify and hold on to their ball. But just looking at Howick College's motto, whakamānawahia tētahi hapori o ngā ākoa ngā hihiri, inspiring a community of passionate learners. So they'll be wanting to learn from their mistakes in the first half, and here we go back underway for these first tackles by Howick.
Underway, second half here of the first semi-final on day 1. And it is Howick that will kick off in the red against this defending champion side of Manukura, leading by 5 points here. Jason Gooby's AK Chop, and you've heard throughout this broadcast already, our real specialist, our flying winger from the far north, Ethan Smith. Great to have you along here, Hoa. I asked you about Manukura, what they need to do to win this game. Well, let's flip that around now. Howick e Hoa, what do they need to do to stay in this game and maybe grab the victory to get themselves to the grand final on Sunday?
Every opportunity that they have with the ball, it needs to be concise and it needs to execute whatever it is that they're trying to achieve. So in this instance, they're going to be wanting to play big defense and not let Manukura get out now that they've got the wind at their backs. it's not an easy exit from their try line for the Manukura team. So 1 try ahead, is that going to be enough? I'm not too sure, but soon we shall see. Ka kite I te rā, te mutunga o te rā.
Aye, we will see indeed. Manukura continue with the ball here, just inside their own half. Howick, the direct play has been very strong. The only time they've come a little bit of lapse is when they're right on their try line. But on the middle of the paddock, there is no way through the middle of this Howick defensive wall. This one comes off and they'll come back. Wow, Georgia Mason has kept a good flowing game here today, Ethan.
Absolutely, and she's just asking the Manukura which position would they like to go to. Te hea wāhi e hihi ana rātou ki te haere, e ka kia rātou a pai tēnei wāhi a whakakari ana mātou I konei.
If they ask you what position you want to go to see a replay here, can you just say, can I go just underneath the post? Would that be okay?
Yep, I got to ask that question. Hey, can we go 10 metres forward? Hey, ke whakamua ngā mita te kau. And I tēnei wā, ka kita I tēnei wāhi, and it's
just a injury here. Looks like number 1, Kaylee Marceau for Manukura is going to come off. And off the bench in replacement will be Sadie Ngā Smith. Will come into the front row.
Ngā Smith. It reminds me of a name that I've heard in the Cook Islands, so I wouldn't be surprised if that kōtiro has some whakapapa to the Cook Islands. I may well be wrong, but mihi ana ki ngā whānau no Kuki Airani e mātaki ana I tēnei kemu, I tēnei wā. Hea te ai a te kai wa wao, hea te ki.
Just engaging too early. Howard get an opportunity now, right on the halfway mark.
I love that. The ref says, no, the mark's not here. Kicks the ball back for a cheeky little halfback trying to take a couple more metres. And why not? Always got to push the boundaries. But here we have Howick doing what they need to do to get back in the game.
I think you got your answer from earlier, Ethan. If trouble was to say, can I take it from underneath the post? Like, well, Georgia Mason's going to say, no, Carl.
She's just going to kick the ball backwards another 10 metres.
Howick with the ball now, driving it up the middle. Here comes the big 13, Williams. She's been strong carrier of the ball today.
Asha Tau Moipeo Williams, and I do remember her from the game last year, had some beautiful carries, and she's carried on to do that this year. And like you said earlier, 9 players from last year have come back, so they're going to take that experience into this game today and try and turn around this following them trailing at the moment.
That's how this, talking about players returning, there is a huge number of this Manukura team returning from last year's championship side, and the Kaiwawa is going to her pocket. And it is a yellow card here for the front rower from Howick. That's a big moment in this game.
Yeah, te taki whakātu te kāri kōwhai ki aia. Ka kita I tēnei wā.
And in offside position, Kaiwawa not happy, and so Howick will go down a player.
Taku nei whakaro, perhaps the ref had given warnings about that, and it came to the moment where she had enough of kicking the ball backwards, and then said,
Ticket to kōrero, you're dead right. And I like what I'm seeing from Howick here, not contesting the judgment right there and then. Wait for another passage of play, for it to settle down, and then ask the question. Make sure you've got a good understanding, and that's good leadership from Howick's captain there. Comes in to get the reasoning, pass it on to her team to stay composed. I like this team. Remember, head coach Tutu said this team was so nervous last year when they came here for the very first time. They're more excited for the opportunity. They're more composed.
And that experience is showing aka whakātu tērā āhuatanga I tēnei wā no reira. Ka whakaritea e ko tai mai tētahi wāhine hau ki ara pre-mat mai te kura o Howick. No reira ka haere ia ki roto I te kakari I tēnei wā.
You're having to make a change, of course, the front row coming off. So pre-mat is on and into the front row as they'll make a shift. No number 8 in the scrum here for Howick. Big push though. Why? They don't need 8 players in the scrum. And Manukura will defensively hoist this one in the air. And it bounces fortuitously. Manukura turning something into an opportunity here on the 10-metre line.
And just as they put that kick up, the wind must have just died away because it actually got quite a few legs, and then the luck of the bounce was in the favour of the girls from Manukura.
Howick back in position now. Just inside their own half. Thompson, straight and direct. The tight 5 for Howick have run the ball strongly. Onto the foot of Lavia, getting in behind, using the wind.
Ai, rawe tērā whana nā te mea he tino roa te haere o tērā poro.
Oh, and hit by a brick wall in the middle of the paddock. Howick showing defence with a capital D.
Ai, arohatu ana ki te kōtiro rā nā te mea he tino kaha tērā rutu I aia. Ka noho tonu ia kei Wainganui te whira. Engari kei tōna waiwai anō ia e tū ana.
Manukura with an advantage, tries to get it. And it does get deep enough, advantage over, I guess.
O ka rongo mātou I te pahu I tēnei wā. We can hear the drums being played for the for the Howick side as they've got the ball in hand.
At the middle. And holding on.
And ka kōrero ko himuhimu a tētahi o ngā kōtiro no Howick. No reira ai, ka haere whakamua mō ngā te mita te kau anō.
Sweetman with a tap and go for Manukura.
And they're wanting to get straight back into the action. There's no mucking around. They don't want to go for line-outs. No, they want to get up the field quick, snappy.
Fit team, this Manukura. They want to play the game at pace. Now looking for width. The pass is good. Cutting back inside. Into the red zone of Howick now.
O rawe te maka o tērā kōtiro he ngira I roto I tērā kōhao.
All hands on the ball. All the way to the far side here. Matheson Julian. 10 metres gained by Manukura. Hennessy, she's been strong, Lehoka. Now looking to go all the way to the left. Couldn't quite get the pass to stick properly.
Smart decision there not to try and pick up that ball, but it's brought back to where the first infringement happened. Nō reira, heaha te whakaro a enei kōtiro.
Manukura, they haven't kicked for the post once today. Don't think they're going to try here either. No, they're not. Quick tap and go. Matheson Julian, the co-captain, she takes charge. Drives forward, 5 metres away now. The fullback into the line. She turns it back. Araya, pick and go. 1 metre short and over she goes. It is the open side flanker, Taylor and Manukura backing themselves, this Manawahine team, 22 points to 12.
Ai, aro te kauinga o tērā kōtiro e mau tērā pōtai māro whero. E māro ana tōna kauinga I te pōro ki te paipiro. Nō reira, ai, tēnei te mi atu ki aia. And we saw it there first. She went to ground, stood up again, and no one was in front of her. So she said, hey, I'll take that try. Thank you very much, good sir.
Second try of the match for Taylor. Boards at Manukura, all private boarders out of Hastings. Playing with a minor knee niggle. Hugely competitive, hugely combative. You can see the range of skills she brings to the game here.
E anō, kei lani, anaha, me tērā whana, engari ka kite I te kaha o te pupuhi o te hau, nā te mea e kōtiti haere ana tērā pōro ki te taha.
So the 45th minute, it is Manukura leading, 22 points to 12.
E kāri roa, kua tai mai tērā kōtiro e noho ana ki te taha. Nā te mea, e tino hihi ana tōna tima I aia. E tino kite I tēnā I ngā kōhao kei Wainganui I ngā paumua. Nō reira, kāri roa ka tai mai anō ia.
Ethan, I just want to take a moment to recognise the effort of Howick College and Waiseki Sotutu. We mentioned last year their inaugural season playing rugby. Never played futiporo before at that college. They put together a fantastic season, and this season they're undefeated, 9 wins, 1 draw against that one against Auckland Grammar. And they're back at the top 4 again. I mean, how good? Who does that?
Absolutely. Well, in the DNA, it must be growing up with their whānau, watching rugby, and finally they got a coach and a supportive team around them. Ngā whānau ki te tautoko I ēnei kōtiro, ki te whakamahi I tērā mahi. So, without those people supporting them, without those coaches around them, encouraging and inspire them, Waisaki Te Satutu has obviously done a good job in instilling in them some of those skills that he learnt along his journey, and it's brought them to this point. But that's a lot of sacrifice going on, and I'm sure they've got lots of trainings going on that have brought them to this point as well.
Good line-out move here from Howick on the 15-metre mark inside the territory of Manukura. Held at the back of the scrum now. Thompson feeds it back. This Howick team, you can see they definitely got a game plan strategy here. Vai Tupu, another carry. She's been mammoth the prop here for Howick.
Ia te wā ka kawe ana tērā wāhine te pōro, ka hopu kina I ngā mita e rima e ono, ia te wā tērā kōtiro no Howick.
Fantastic line speed from the Manukura side and defence out. Pushed into their own 22. Making a break. It's the big player. It's the big moment. Williams scores on the right side for Howick, and boy, oh boy, baby, have we got ourselves a match.
Asha tau moe pēau Williams me miharo rawatu o na kawenga I te pōro ka kite I tētahi kōhao kei roto I te ārai. Ka whakawehe I a rātou. Ka tai ia ki te pai piro I tēnei wā. Rawe o na mahi kōtiro.
Wow, oh wow indeed.
And just like that, from the kickoff to the line out to the carry, one after the other to bring them all the way and finding that space out wide to bring in the try.
See a replay of the try from Williams. And we've got ourselves a real match here. 5 points, 22 points to 17. Manukura leading out.
And ka kite I tērā wā, ka kia tētahi o ngā kōtiro o Manukura, ki tōna hoa, ki te hopu, ki te rutu I aia, engari, nā te tere o ngā waiwai o tērā kōtiro a tau Moepau Williams, ka tai ia ki te pai piro. O, rawe tērā kawenga tuatahi a Bailey Thompson.
Howick, remember, playing with a player short and step off the right foot. Up the middle was directors, Melina Lavia. Howick playing with some confidence here now. They'll come left side. Meters chewed up left, right and centre. Pick and go. This time it's Motuleki. The Toporua, second 5'8". The forward pack is up for it. They have led from the front foot today. This one, Manukura, grab it back.
Ai, kua riro atu te pōro kia Manukura, I runga I roto I tēnā rutu, engari he wāhi anō mā te kau, o arohatu kia rātou nā te mea, ka imua I tērā kōtiro, he wāhi nui. Nō reira, he tino hōhana ia pēa, nā te mea ka taka te pōro, taka whakamua te pōro I tērā wā.
Aye, this game is played at a great rate of knots here. First semi-final, if this is an introduction to the top 4 first 15 rugby futiporo here this weekend in Papaia, we are in for a special treat under the guidance of our fantastic supporters right there.
Kia ora, mihi tonu ana ki ngā kai tautoko I tēnei kaupapa a Bailey's, a Caltex, New Zealand Carbon Farming, me Apollo Projects, and mihi tonu ana kia whakaata Māori, me ngā reo o tēnei whenua kia koutou ngā kai mātakitaki.
Manukura defensive clearing to the left side. Howick now back to full strength. Back into the game as the open side prop.
And she just tumbled out of that kakari and found herself with the ball in hand, the girl from Manukura. So mihi ana ki aia, because she didn't give up the fight.
It feels like that Ethan, the player or the athletes, the group, Tima Ropu, with the most determination here, going to get over this. There is nothing in this game.
Pono te kōrero. Pai te kitei enei maka poto, me te tere o enei maka. Engari ka kitei tērā kōtiro a tau Moipau Williams I runga I te pōro.
Fantastic counter ruck there from Howard, turning that ball over. The turnover stat today, Ethan, from both of these teams, not giving up at the ruck, impressive.
Ai, pono ana e hoa. And if there is any difference that they can make in this game so far, it's about getting along with that player who's carrying te tangata e kawe ana I te pōro. E tautoko ana I aia ka kitei tēnei wā a te mahi a tēnei kōtiro a te nama te kaumārua a Lavona Motuliki miharo tōna mahi e kōtiro.
Really stood up the midfielders for this Howick side. Mutuliki there with a great turnover. Back in the scrum now. We saw rolling more earlier. Back in the line-out, I should say. Apologies. This one's diffused. Off goes. Christie feeds it out. Lavia. Now is that centre pairing. Can't connect though. They'll come back for the early infringement as that maul was pulled to ground.
I would have loved to see that ball get into those outside wingers' hands because there was plenty of space out there and there was some nice fast wingers ready to receive it. But the referee ka ki mai ia a mai ngā taha o te kakari, ko tai mai a Manukura no reira e hāmane ana kia rātou ngā te tima o Howick College.
Joining the maul from the side was the infringement. So down just outside the 22 of Manukura. 5 points in it. Howick, an opportunity. Can't hold on to the line out. Manukura will get an opportunity themselves here now to get out of jail.
Absolutely, because they're going to be wanting to do that because the wind's actually in their faces. So every time they put a kick up, it's getting pushed back by the wind. So they're going to have to try and work their way out of this area, which is always going to be difficult. And the girls from O Wairoa and Paparoa, which are the kupu for, another kupu for Howick, for those that are watching and are wondering to themselves, what are those places? Well, those are other names for Howick. And here we have Manukura trying to clear it.
It's been very difficult today with that wind. You can't see it that much on the screen here. But Manukura is playing into the wind here in the second half.
If we have a look at our touch judges' flag there, you can see a little bit of a flick going on and in the hair ties of our kōtiro on the feeder. So they're not wanting to give this ball back to Manukura and they're going to want to work their way through these kakari.
Rolling ball again from Howick. Big change to the offensive strategy in the second half. Branching off from the back here is Thompson. Within the red zone now for Manukura. Under pressure again from this gallant Howick team.
And they're going to want to realign their defense on their right-hand side because Howick had members over there that were open, and we know how powerful those outside backs from the Howick side are. And they've got a big line out now to the left-hand side, so it'll be interesting if we see some out the back door plays to be able to get it available for those wingers.
Vaitupu, another carry. Back to the right side. Defense is good, though. Anaha from Manukura. Stiff in their defense. And a big carry. The props for Howick have been fantastic today. Up the back. Now looking for some width. Quick line speed. It's Williams again. It's Williams again, and she is in. Williams breaks it open right here, and we're locked up in the second half.
Miharo tōna kawenga I te poro I tērā wā e tau mai peau Williams, that's Asher, and we saw it there as she collected the ball I te wā e mauana I te poro, he tino tere tōna neke ki te taha, he tino tere tōna haerenga tai atu ki te pai piro e hoa mā.
Howick, an opportunity to get the lead. And this one just outside of the post, and we're all locked up, ladies and gentlemen, in the first semi-final. 22 points apiece on some brilliant magic from the centre, Williams.
And giving themselves that opportunity by keeping the Manukura team down in their own half. I roto I tōna ātou hawhe, ka hore e kawe ana I tērā kura o Manukura e tai atu ki te wāhi o Howick I tērā. Nō reira, ai, mihi ana kia Howick me tō rātou o makaha. And there we have Chrissy John Leao Asavai with the first hit up.
Clearance kick from Howick within there. 22, using the breeze to their advantage, and it's a beauty.
And it's about 50 centimetres away from a, what is it, a 40-20? Something like that in rugby these days?
Fantastic stroke of the ball here.
But we see the importance of playing to the conditions, and that certainly is what Kōtiro did.
Look where this throw is at. Yeah, I think like 2 millimetres away from getting the ball back, Howick there. But good field position now. Manukura will have to run it out from their danger zone. No mistake in this Manukura side, are well drilled. It's the kicking into the wind has been difficult today, Ethan.
And you can hear the supporters ngā kai tautoko kua tai mai a tāmaki makaurau ki te hiki nei te wairua e nei kōtiro o Howick, engari te rutua e rā parirau miharo te kite e hoa.
Koisha with a gallant effort down the left-hand side, as you'll see here. Howick looking to spread it wide, I should say, but the defence from Manukura equal at this point of time.
Pewhairangi Ashby, one of the tacklers there. Miharo tōna mahi. Te kati I tērā wāhi to shut down that outside option.
Short line out. Manukura on the front foot. They'll look to play this game at pace now. Crib.
And they're doing what they need to do at this time, Manukura, to be able to get back in this game, keep the ball in hand, don't kick it back to them, and just work and do the mahi to get up the field.
Crib, another carry.
They've got to ensure they've got supporters out here on the wing. As you go out to your backs, there's less people being able to get over the top of their ball, and that's what we've seen right there.
Great line speed from Howick. Manukura retain the ball though. At Walsh, Edinbrook, breaking onto the field, showing some presence up to the 22 now, Manukura. And the referee has picked up something in the right place he's not happy with. And Manukura with a gift right in front of the post here in the second half.
And that's exactly what they needed to carry that ball. And when you want a new player on the field to come in and do the mahi, Tiana Walsh Edinbrook did just that. Look at the wheels on the girl. Inside, outside, turns them all around. And luckily she had the support of her players there to be able to help retain that ball. And unfortunately, Tau Moipeo Williams wasn't able to get to it. And I think that's what's caused the penalty, which has given him the opportunity now to try and convert.
And it is through the posts. And Manukura will grab the lead here in the 60th minute. 25 points to 22.
Ai, kua whiwhi tērā whana ki te tīma o Manukura. Ka rongo ana mātou e 5 miniti ki te mutunga o tēnei kēmu. Engari e ai ki tō mātou karaka, te kau miniti e toi ana. Kua nei, ka kite.
This one's going to go down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere, that's for sure.
Nui ngā whawhai a tērā kai kawinga i te poro. Kei kona tērā kōtiro anō.
Oi.
Tiana.
Not giving up. Determination. You called it earlier, Ethan. She's playing with plenty of it. Now wide. Manukura trying to find some space. Stepping inside. The fullback, Araya. Steps inside again. She's not finished. Still going to the 22 now. Manukura playing the game at pace and finding some space. There is width out wide if they can get there.
And that was an absolutely awesome carry by the player there from Manukura. And unfortunately not able to hold on to the ball at that time were Manukura, but the ref has said, hei tei tērā rutu, no reira, kei a Manukura te poro anō,
Quick tap here. Taylor, the open side flanker, going for the line, she reaches, and she finds the pot under the rainbow. Manukura score a try here. Will that be enough?
Ellie Mae Taylor, they thought they got it to the ground, but she said, no, I'm going to have another go at it. And she finds her way over the paipiro. E rawe tērā kawenga e kōtiro. E te kite i te āhuatanga o ngā kōtiro e tiro ana i aia. Ka tiro atu ia ki te kaiwa wao hoki. He aha te take i neke i runga i te papa, engari e ai ki te kai wawao e pono ana tērā piro. Ka kite i te kaha o te pupui o te hau i tēnei wā. Nō reira kua tai mai ētahi o ōna hoa. Te mau i te poro.
Well, maybe that's the way you should take the conversions all the time.
Kāre he raru ki tēnei kōtiro o Manukura ai kei lani anaha. Miharo tōna whana, tōna kiki i te poro. Nō reira i tēnei wā ka kite i te tatauranga. Toru te kaumārua kia Manukura ki te rua te kaumārua kia Howick. Te kāreti o Howick.
Just like that, in a blink of an eye, Manukura lead by 10, 32 points to 22. Restart again, and Howick straight away back on the offensive, Ethan.
Mai ngā whakararangi paitaha, ka whakaritia a Howick i tērā. E whai whakaro ana rātou ki tētahi rautaki, ki te kawe i te poro, ki te wāwahi i ngā ārai, te rārangi ārai a Manukura. Nō reira, kua nei ka kite.
Well, I know we don't have a choose who is the player of the match. At the moment, the centre for Howick, Williams, 2 tries on the day. She's been outstanding. And of course, Taylor, the open side flanker for Manukura, 3 tries today. Both putting their hand up very, very high. Manukura, here she is now, Taylor.
Kei aia te poro anō, mohi ana ia, kei hea te rārangi piro tērā kōtiro.
Keeping the ball in hand this time. You can see Manukura, they've tried to clear their ball from within their red zone a number of times. Didn't work. They've kept the ball in hand. Strategy has changed, hasn't it?
Absolutely. With the strength of that win, they know now, no, we're making the meters up the middle. And look, once again, the Kaiwa Wao, whakātu ana tōna ringa.
Quick play of the ball. Sweetman's got it now. 5 metres just short of halfway. Manukura have marched all the way from there. 22 over the advantage line now. Hennessy. Contact is strong, but maybe a little high, and maybe a little bit of paperwork to go with it as well. And Howick, their second yellow card of the match.
Ki taku nei kitenga, ai e maha ngā wā ka ki atu a te kaiwa wao ki ngā kaitākaro o Howick. Kawa e whakamahi i tērā mahi ki te haka teitei I o rutu. Nō reira ai ka whakātua te kāri kōwhai ki aia.
In the first half, Howick down to 14 players. They scored a try during that period, did Howick, with 14 players. Can they do it here?
And that's a strong carry by Pewhairangi Ashby. She went to ground but wasn't held, so got back up and went again at it.
Powerful player. Here's Taylor again. She knows one way today. This girl has been fantastic since she's come onto the paddock. Tiana Walsh, Adam Brook. She inches them closer as well. Now, Manukura just been composed. And that penalty right in front of the sticks.
Watch
Even
out for
with an extra man.
Watch out for number 7 here.
Here they go.
No doubt. Oh, they've seen an opening out wide. Whiu atu ki te maka, ki te koro, ki te pariro.
And in they go. Manukura marching their way, I think, to the grand final. This time it's Hokianga replacement on the wing.
Rāwe enei maka roa. Ki te parirau me te nama rua te kaumārua Cassidy Hokianga. E hoa. Rāwe te kite I te harikoa I runga I ngā mata o enei kōtiro. That was some quick thinking by the Manukura girls. As soon as we were expecting another tap move, but they put their heads up and they looked at what was in front of them, and Howick hadn't quite shifted their defensive line quick enough, and Manukura took advantage of that. Nō reira mai te paitaha I tēnei wā, he whana roa tēnei, me te kaha o te pupui o te hau, a koa nei te kite I te kaha o tēnei whana, auware ake, ka taka te pōro, engari ka hari koa na enei kōtiro nā te mea, kei mua no atu kōtou.
Great vision, Manukura. Playing with composure, a penalty right in front of the post, an easy 3. They're like, no, we'll take him in 5s. So she scores in the corner, and Manukura lead now, 37 points to 22. The last 12 minutes has been a barrage from this Manukura side. Ethan, 2 tries, a conversion and a penalty to make the difference in this game.
As soon as we see them change their mindset from a kicking mindset to try and clear the ball, they understood that the wind was too strong and they weren't making any benefits from kicking it away. They've just taken the ball in hand and run themselves straight up the field. And with some individual brilliant runs, they've found plenty of space.
This one, Howick have won the ball back. We'll probably go back to touch on this game plan. The athletes designed the game plan for this game. So what does that do? That empowers them to make decisions. So in this game, during the game, strategy wasn't working. They changed the strategy themselves on the pitch. That's the beauty of allowing an athlete to think for themselves, isn't it?
Absolutely, because without doing that, you just keep coming and you keep hitting the brick wall and you don't adjust and you keep getting pummeled. So when you get sick of getting pummeled and getting sick of losing the ball, you make some changes, and they've done that this afternoon, and they've come away with, it looks to be, sorry, it's not this afternoon, it's still the morning, Ethan. Matua, wake up, marakamai.
That's because you were on the red eye from Tamaki Makoto this morning. You must have got up at before the birds were waking this morning. But in saying that though, Ethan, as we see that one just come away there, this Howick side have showed some composure, and we have got a full-time whistle, and it is Manukura that'll run out victorious here today. The last 12 minutes proved pivotal, 37 points to 22, and they will head to the grand final on Sunday.
Ai, miharo tō rātou tākaro I te rangi nei. Engari, mihi hoki kia Howick, me o rātou kaha. Kāre rātou e noho noi kore ana, nō reira mihi tonu ana ki a rātou. Me o koutou whānau, kua tai mai ki te tautoko I a rātou.
Oh, Ethan, what a match, and you can see the beginning of the highlights here. You've got to give it to Howick. They were down through most of this game. They fought back in the second half. They tied it up, 22 points each with only 15 or so minutes to go. But then Manukura, they just flicked the switch, didn't they?
Absolutely. When they were looking like it was going to be neck and neck to the end, something switched in them, and that was that experience of winning it. Probably, is this the 4th year that they're going to go into the finals?
It is indeed. They've won 3 so far. They're through to the grand final on Sunday. I want to thank you for tuning in to Whakaata Māori's coverage here on day 1 of the competition at the New Zealand Secondary Schools. New Zealand Barbarians. It was the Hini Pounamu semi-final here. Manukura run out victorious in this one, 37 points to 22. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We've got all the action today to come. And of course, over on Field 3, already underway, is Hamilton Girls taking on Christchurch. You can find that on the Whakaata Māori YouTube at Māori Active platform. And of course, this afternoon, plenty more whutiporo to come, Ethan.
Ai, pono ana e hoa, nō reira mihi ana ki ngā mātua, ki ngā whaia, kua tau mai I tēnei rangi ki te tautoko, ki ngā kaiako, ki ngā kura katoa e whakamahi, e whakatutuki I ngā wawata oinei kōtiro. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, huri noa, tēnā koutou katoa.